Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. I'm bringing you now a tactical voting guide. This is something that's published in the paper there, and it's showing every single constituency and the way in which the people in that constituency should vote in order to get the SNP out. And in some of them, they are very, very close. It wouldn't take many votes to get them out. And so it's a wonderful little thing. It's something that I've been calling for, tactical voting. It's something that like Craig has been voting for. Even Preston, he's called for it as well. Because whoever you're voting for doesn't really matter so much as who you're voting against. And if you are someone who would normally vote one way, but it requires you to vote a different way, then for one election only, hold your nose, walk into the booth, and put an X down in the appropriate column. Not to vote someone in, but to vote someone out. And it makes a hell of a difference. And it's something that you can help to bring an end to the SNP in Scotland. You can bankrupt them. They'll be gone. They'll cease to exist as a party. And all that hate and loathing and criminality will dissipate and evaporate and no longer poison the well of Scottish society. Let's take a look. So here we have it, a tactical voting guide on how you can help defeat the SNP in every seat in Scotland. Because they need to be got rid of. They are so toxic. They're so monolithic. They don't allow anyone to have a view. They want to micromanage every aspect of every person's life. They want to control you and take away freedoms and rights. They don't want you to have a responsibility. They want control of your children. They want control of your job. They want control of the very food you eat in your own home. Because they are so obsessed with power. It gnaws at them. They're all dangerous psychopaths, predators, peds, pervs. They're all dangerous. They're Marxist. They're anti-growth. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to be wealthy. They don't want anything that stops them achieving their goal of independence and then a monolithic single-party Marxist state. For that is what it will become. And they will put up a hard border. Not because they don't want people coming in, because they don't want people getting out. If you are tired of grievance politics and you want to show that the nationalists do not speak for Scotland as a whole, and they don't, they are a minority, then our tactical voting guide to all 57 constituencies shows you exactly how to do that. So we are going to go through them, but I'm not going to go through, the reasons why or anything like that. We're just going to go through them quickly. But I will leave them up on screen in part, so you can pause to see where your one is and see how you should vote in order to get rid of this toxic, cancerous tumour that is the SNP. The general election is a chance to send a message to Humza Yousaf, Stephen Flynn, Nicola Sturgeon, Keith Brown, Mary Black and all the rest of the tumours of that SNP cabal that has been running Scotland into the ground for so long. That message could be this: your divisive brand of politics based on national identity and flawed rhetoric has no place in the Scotland that I want to live in. And here's how it could be done. I don't know anyone that is actually actively out and proud of being SNP. I've got family members, I've got friends and lots of associates and that. All Scottish, all anti-SNP. I think they get a lot of votes, but I think there are a lot of secret votes for the SNP because people now are starting to realising that they're actually ashamed of being pro-SNP because they don't want to be associated with the criminality, with the perverts, with all the degeneracy, with all the filth, but also of all the ineptitude, stupidity and the harm that they're doing. And that is why a lot of people are leaving. Of course, they've got falling numbers. And if they are now reliant upon the monies they get from their politicians and the list money and things like that, we can reduce that. They've still got those overheads. They will collapse inwardly as a party. They will be bankrupt. Financially bankrupt, obviously. They'll be morally bankrupt for 20 years. But anyway, we're getting back in this. Anyway, tactical voting isn't easy or straightforward, and it's definitely not an exact science, as the pro-UK vote tends to be split three ways. For example, the Tories, Labour and the Lib Dems received a majority of the vote in Scotland in the 2019 general election. They got a combined 53.2% compared to the SNP's 45%. And yet the Nats still won 48 of the 59 seats available. That's because on their side of the fence, there's only really them. What we need is for one parliament only. One vote, one election. Hold your nose. It's got to be done. It's not who you're voting in, as I say. It's who you're voting out. Now, this guide has been put together using the predictions for each seat in Scotland from the excellent Electoral Calculus website. It takes into account a range of demographic and political indicators, although the number crunchers don't look at the popularity or profile of each individual candidate. It doesn't matter. So long as they're not SNP, you just put up with what you got. Like I say, it's one parliament only. To further complicate this, the 2024 election is going to be even more difficult to predict because of the boundary changes, and we will see the number of Scottish constituencies reduced from 59 to 57. And the Boundary Commission for Scotland couldn't just do that in a straightforward way. Only 11 seats remained unchanged from the last time voters went to the polls, with a mishmash of new seats and the parliamentary boundaries being moved around all over the place. And it isn't, what's the word when you change boundaries and things? It isn't gerrymandering. It's to do with trying to make sure that there's 70,000 people per seat. Per constituency, and I'm having to absorb this to make 70,000 here because people have left this or people have moved there, and so forth. Or people, there's a lot more people in this one, so they need to shrink it and that sort of thing. So this one will then have to add on to there, and that's what's happened. It's all people movement. There's not really been a big increase in population. Scotland's population being fairly static, but it's the movement and where the people live. They've had to change it for that. The new constituency of Angus and the Perthshire Glens, for example, combines parts of no fewer than 4 old seats. It's a lot of job. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard job. Anyway, the guide sets the chance of victory for each of the parties, and we deliberately haven't included the SNP's chance of winning on the basis that if you've read this far, you're not likely to be voting Nat. If a party isn't given a percentage, that means the boffin at the electoral calculus reckon it has no chance in that particular seat. And of course, it isn't an endorsement of any particular candidate. It's just who you should vote for if you wish to get rid of the SNP. Right, so we've got this bit here. We've got, and we're going to have a look. So what you've got is these are all the seats. We don't really need to know on the right hand side. You see who it used to be made up of or whatever. But we don't care. The past. The past is prologue. The past is not there. It's unimportant. What we're looking for this time. So we're just going to go down this list very quickly. And what it's saying is, who do you have to vote for in order to get the SNP out? Now, for example, just do the first one, Aberdeen North. Now, if you're in Aberdeen North and you're a Tory, don't waste your vote voting Conservative. You're not going to get in. Labour are going to get in, probably. And so to make sure Labour get in, and you're not voting for Labour, of course, you're voting SNP out. In order to get rid of the SNP, vote Labour. Same in Aberdeen South. Vote Labour. Aberdeenshire North and Aberdeenshire West and Kincardine, vote Tory. So if you're a Labour supporter in that area, vote Tory. Hold your nose, vote Tory. And, there's no SNP. And so forth. So what I'll do is I'll bring it down slowly. We'll just go through there. Edred Shotts, Labour. Alabot and Grangemouth, Labour. Angus and Perthshire Glens, Conservative. These, of course, are the people you should vote for to get rid and make sure that no SNP gets in. Arbroath and Broughty Ferry, get out of here. Labour. Argyll, Bute and Southlock. I tell you what, I can't read in these glasses. I'm coming down the bottom here. I need stronger glasses, I think. Argyll, Bute and Southlock Harbour, 23 for Labour. Ayr, Carrick and Cumnock, Labour. Ayrshire Central, Labour. Ayrshire North and Arran, Labour. Bathgate and Linlithgow, Labour. Berwickshire, Roxburgh and Selkirk, Tory. Hey, we've got one that isn't Labour or Tory. In Caithness, Sutherland and Easter Ross, Lib Dem. Vote Lib Dem. Coachbridge and Bellshill, Cowdenbeath and Kirkcaldy, Cumbernauld and Carkintilloch, all Labour. And then Dumfries and Galloway, Dumfriesshire, Clydesdale and Tweedale, all Tory. And that will get rid of one. And then here we go. It's big wodge of all Labour, but it's Dumbartonshire West, West Dundee, Central, Dunfermline and Dollar, East Kilbride and Straven, Edinburgh East and Musselburgh, Edinburgh North and Leith. That's not easy to say, is it? Edinburgh South, Edinburgh South West, all Labour. Edinburgh West, Lib Dem, go for it. Falkirk, Labour. Fife North East, Lib Dem. Glasgow East, Glasgow North, Glasgow North East, Glasgow South, Glasgow South West, Glasgow, just Glasgow, Labour. Glenrothes and Mid Fife, Labour. Gordon and Buchan. I wonder if there's someone out there called Gordon Buchan. Probably is, you know. Tory. Hamilton and Clyde Valley, Inverclyde and Renfrewshire East, Inverness, Skye and West Rossshire, Kilmarnock and Loudoun, Livingston, Lothian East, all Labour. Mid Dumbartonshire, Lib Dem, Mid Lothian Labour, Moray West, Glen and Strathspey, Tory, Motherwell, Wishaw and Carluke, Labour, Orkney and Shetland, Lib Dem. That's they do anyway. They run change for donkeys, aren't they, up there? Paisley, Renfrewshire North, Paisley and Renfrewshire South. Please God, Labour. Perth and Kinrossshire, Tory, Renfrewshire East, Labour. In fact, all of them. Rutherglen, Stirling, Strathallan, Western Isles, all Labour. They are the ways you need to vote. If we can get them out, if we can get as many of these yellows turning any other colour, not green either, please God, not green, but any other colour, then Scotland has a chance. Scotland has a chance because you're defeating that evil SNP and getting them out and making the lives of everyone better in some way, shape or form coming up. So there you go. You get a breakdown of what ones need to go and the sort of who you vote for. Some of them are fairly very certain. Most of Glasgow is undoubtedly going to fall. But East Lothian, it's not called... East Lothian isn't called East Lothian anymore. They've made a massive change to the name. It's gone from being East Lothian to Lothian East. Who wasted their time on that? But that, 92% chance of becoming Labour, that's almost certainly going to fall. There's lots of them. Look around, but vote. Look on your list and vote the way suggested and get rid of the SNP. It doesn't... I'm out of breath. It doesn't take a lot to change the world. Small numbers, people, a few people in some constituencies, just a few votes can tip it. And that's the important thing. And if we all work together and push it and spread the word and let people know who to vote for, how to vote, get rid of the SNP and see a vast improvement in the lives of people. And in case you're wondering why I'm so out of breath, between doing the little bit and this header, sort of doing the main part of this header, I had a delivery downstairs and I've just had to carry a bed upstairs. I'm absolutely knackered. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And I will share. If I ever catch my breath, I will speak to you later. Bye.